Okay, so now that I have the basic mug formed, I've gotten out a banding wheel, and this is going to allow me to spin my work around so I can see it easily from a bunch of different directions. The next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to attach a handle. I'm not too sure what this is going to be, but I'm just going to get the basic structure in place. So I've got this leftover piece of clay from when I was rolling out the slab. I'm just going to use this, but it's a little bit wide for what I want. So I'm going to just cut it almost in half here. And it's probably going to be a lot longer than what I'm going to need. So again, because we're going to be constructing these two pieces together, I'm going to slip or score both surfaces, and I'm actually going to put this one in from the inside, I think. And I'm going to use a little bit of my water over here, put it in, and I'm going to press very gently these two pieces together so that I can see the water squeezing out and putting counter pressure as well. Again, because this is such an early phase of the construction process, I'm not going to be overly concerned with everything looking perfect. I'm going to be more concerned with making sure that the everything is structurally sound. Okay, so I'm figuring out sort of how long I'm going to need this. I'm gonna turn this into an arm, I think. So I'm gonna bend it so that it comes around here. So I'm gonna again score the surface. And this is gonna become a fragile part because there's gonna be a negative space in here. So I'm gonna put this in. And I'm going to join it again over here at the side. Alright, I'm going to leave this little bit of an opening here just to create a negative space or a cut, and this is just going to add to the texture of the piece as well. So I've got this piece here where I've joined, so I'm going to take my tool. I'm going to make sure that I press these together on the one side, and again underneath. And I'm just going to clean out that part there just a bit with the tool. So again, everything is really wrinkly, I'm not worried. I'm going to come back to that a little bit later. I'm going to just leave this sort of hanging up for now. Because I hold it this way, I'm going to want I'm going to put the face over here. So I'm going to just grab a piece of clay. Now, I have to be really careful with this clay here because it's kind of scrunched up into a ball. So I'm going to knead it a little bit. This is known as wedging. And this will remove the air bubbles from the clay. Alright, so if I take my wire cutters, I'll show you what an air bubble looks like. Just going to cut that in half. Okay, so a little spot like that there, if that gets trapped in, it's going to cause your piece to crack. I'm going to cut this open. Right, if I open this up, both halves, they're perfectly smooth. There's no little openings. So I'm going to take this piece of clay. All right, I'm going to shape it a little bit here. All right, kind of make a rough nose, and I'll continue to build up on this. Make that a little bit bigger. All right, again, because I'm going to be joining these pieces together, I'm going to quickly score the surface of where those two pieces are going to go. Add my water and applying counter pressure. You can see that the water is getting pushed out, right? And that's going to tell me that I'm pushing all of the air out, and I'm going to have a good seal between the two pieces. Okay, so I'm blending those two together. All right, I'm going to lift it up off. I'm going to make sure that underneath as well, I'm very particular. I'm getting all of the edges. I want this to be really solid. Yeah, there we go. All the way around. Okay. So I got a nose. Right, it's just roughed in. I'm going to work on creating some eyeballs. So I'm going to create a little sphere, rolling it between my hands. And I'm going to cut this sphere in half. And I could just use a tool, or I could use the wire cutters. And again, score and slip. So I'm going to continue to go through this process. I'm going to add some of the additional features, and then I'll come back and show you the next step. Okay, so just coming back for a couple minutes here to show you what's been done. I've added a couple of eyelids. Put down the bottom eyelid first, and then put the upper eyelid on over top and started blending it through. I've added the ridge of the eye socket. I've also put in some jowls by building up the clay on either side here, so that when I get into doing the mouth, I've got a little bit of an area that is recessed for putting it in. Okay, so next step, I'm going to put on the mouth. I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with the hand, and then we will continue with the considerations of the final texture and appearance of this particular pot.